Yeah, let's have a look at the Coosa X walkthrough, and this has some seemingly remarkable upgrades from what you
Yeah,
have, Mark.
yeah.
Okay, let's take a look.
Guys, I'm Chris Funk with Jackson Kayak. Today I'm going to talk to you about the brand new Coosa X. The Coosa X is next in our evolution of the
Hey, folks, and if that's too loud compared to us, let us know in the chat.
perfect river fishing kayak.
Actually, it sounds
Years
about
ago
even
we
with us.
started with the Coosa,
Okay.
which was a wonderful boat, great on the river. Moved into the Coosa HD, which just elevated even more. To me, now we have the perfect craft. When you're looking for the perfect river fishing vessel, you want something that's going to be maneuverable enough to handle current. It's going to ride up over the current, allow you to cross it. If you're in mild white water, you'll be able to fish through those areas and stop and fish below those areas where the fish like to congregate. You want something that's going to be simple enough to paddle from place to place, because sometimes that water's going to be still between those moving areas. So it has to track.
And that is so important to be able to kind of stop and flip that sucker around and hit the top of those current seams. And yep.
Yeah, my Coosa HD will do that, but this one looks like it's a little bit faster in doing that.
Interesting.
Decent, but you also want it to be able to shake and bake when it needs to. Specifications are 11 foot 8 inches long, 36 inches wide. She's right at 95 pounds, and the capacity is about 400 pounds. Now let's take a look at her from bow to stern. Starting at the bow, we got, just like all Jackson kayaks, we've got the high vis safety flag. Got an ergonomic handle, which is very comfortable on your hand after a long day on the water. It's got track on both sides of the bow, which is going to allow you to mount anchor line management accessories, but it also leads back into this molded in geometry that Jackson's coming out with for a new accessory to allow us to run our anchor line inside of the boat. It's an anchor line tube management system, so it'll keep that line off of your deck and away from your fish hooks. This flat area on the bow is going to allow you the possibility of a bow mounted trolling motor on the boat. On both sides of the bow hatch, we have security bars, and that way, if you didn't have an
And that's actually huge.
Yeah. Anybody who's never had a Coosa doesn't know, but you can fit so much inside the hull of that Coosa underneath that hatch. But to be
Right.
able to put a gear on top of that yet, I mean, you could go for a 3 or 4 day trip, no problem.
Right, right. But yeah, I mean the tracks. I don't know if the chat can see. Do you see my mouse, Mark?
No.
Oh, you don't. That's the only bummer. File instead of doing it through YouTube, and there you'd be able to see my mouse. But I'm looking at the tracks on the front there, and there's a lot you can do with that.
Oh, the track's
Uh,
up at the carry handle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
absolutely.
lot you can do with that.
Yep, that's
All
big.
right, let's scooch this. Let's see how this goes
enough
here.
room in the bow hatch for
I mean, it looks really good so far.
whatever reason. You could add more gear here. Say you were going camping, you could strap everything down using these security bars and it would stay safe and secure. There's a flat surface for stacking stuff up. There's also a rubberized strap, the paddle retention strap, which is really good because it keeps your paddle from blowing out on a windy day. The hatch is gigantic. You could put days worth of gear down in it. It's awesome for camera bags, especially if you're running moving water. Now I will say, personal experience through multiple class 2s and class 3s with camera bags in here, the lip on this kept everything totally dry. It's a huge tank well, tons of room, and it was dry. That was a positive. And you could store fish and
Did you tell me that your Coosa has that same hatch in the front?
It does have the same hatch, except that one there it looks like it's about 4 inches wider.
Okay, and it's got a little rubber seal. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, even mine does a really good job of keeping water out, but with the addition of that seal, that's going to be watertight pretty much.
excellent.
rods in here as well for travel or whatever you need to. It's very easy to get them in and out. The entire bow of this boat was designed for moving water. from the geometry to the top. This groove around here is going to allow it to shed water quickly, and the sheer volume of it is going to allow you to punch through, up, and over a wave. You're not going to just ride the wave, you're going to dominate it. So moving into the cockpit area of the boat, you see the rear geometry for the anchor line management system.
I don't know if you
also
noticed that
You're not going
right
to just
there.
ride the wave, you're going to dominate it.
Hold on, right there as he is making that turn, he's technically doing it wrong.
Yeah.
From a paddling
Volume of it
standpoint.
is going to allow you to punch
Look how he goes with his left several times consecutively instead of going with the back paddle on the right.
through, up, and over
Right,
a wave.
yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
going to just ride the wave, you're going to dominate it.
Yeah, that would have gone
Moving
a
into
lot
the cockpit
quicker.
area of the boat, you see
Yeah,
the rear
especially if he would have leaned into it just a wee
Whoops.
bit.
Yeah, right. Oh, jeez, I just blew it.
Oh, yeah. We don't need to hear him say geometry 20 more times.
Yeah. All right, let's get him. Yeah, let's move toward the middle of the kayak.
back and forth to the transducer scuppers.
That's actually
And
kind
these
of
open areas are perfect for placing camera bags, extra tackle bags, anything that you need. And down the center, you'll notice a couple pad eyes, which allow you to secure your transducer cables going back and forth to the transducer scupper. Running down both sides of the cockpit is the Jackson Tri-Track system, which features the Yak Attack top loading ability, so it's endless possibilities for accessorization. On that side, you'll see the new accessory, the JK paddle clips, which will come with the boat. Moving back to the cockpit on the Coosa X, you'll see that it features the
you know, I never noticed that about the tri-track system is that you can mount to the top, to the
And the
inside, or the outside. That's
And that is a massive quality of life improvement over the current Coosa HD. I mean,
wow. Yeah, that's clutch, right? That's really, really cool. Holy crap. Can you imagine the stuff that you can do with that with I mean, even with
Well-
external transducers, stuff like that.
And not only can you mount a bunch of stuff on it, but you can run your cables inside that track.
Right, right.
That's huge.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's a fairly good mount if you did an arm, you know, for a camera on the inside of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. That is awesome.
The only thing I wish the Coosa had was a camera mounting option right there where that stand-up strap mounts to the hull. A nice centrally located front camera would be great.
Yeah. 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 I mean, you can always add it, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I know. A hell of a lot of modifications, and I hate every single hole that I punch into my kayak, but still, sometimes you just have to.
Actually, what I'm working on with my Coosa, if you look at that paddle park that's on the hatch of there, I have removed my paddle park, and I'm getting ready to fabricate a mounting bracket to go in its place to mount the camera.
Yeah, that'd be a perfect way to do it. Really.
'Cause I never use a paddle park, so.
Yeah. Yeah, neither do I, because I think we talked about that. I use a paddle that's got a pretty serious hook to it. If I threw it in there, it would take me forever to get it, you know, to maneuver it out of there. Yeah, that thing's basically useless to me. Yeah, that's a good place to do it. I'm, you know, layer or two of ABS underneath, you know, just to shore it up a little bit.
Those mounting points are actually reinforced on the underside, so literally, I'm just going to get a small piece of cutting board, like plastic.
Oh, there you
cutting
go.
board.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Perfect, man.
I found
All
a really
right.
nice cutting board. It's like black with like silver flake in it.
Man, I was looking for black cutting board when I was doing the transom mount for the Outlaw. And that was, you know, as we were doing that, that was probably worst of the supply chain issues of COVID. And no, black cutting board, yeah, could not be found anywhere. I've even Amazon, yeah, nowhere. It could not be found. Fortunately, stuff is starting to trickle back in and getting in better shape again.
The high-low seat slider system. This allows you to move it in the attitude of the boat. That way, if you want it to track a little bit better, or if you want to raise your bow, if you get a little bit more buck wild in that whitewater. Also, if you have your hatch loaded with gear, you'll want to trim back. It just allows you to manage the weight of the boat so it paddles better for you. It's also super easy to go from the high and low position. So if I want to have more visibility, or if I want to get down, if I'm in heavy moving water or strong winds, it's very simple to change it from high to low. With the seat out, you can see the back half of the rod stager system. Now I know there's 2 holes up front, there's 3 here. If you're careful, it's really easy to put 3 rods on both sides, so you could
yes, they sure are, Randall,
in on your cockpit as well. This comes on the NAR and the Coosa X. It also comes with a 90-degree bracket that allows you to mount it to the flat track system, so you can fully customize where you need it to be in the boat. For me, it's helpful to put it back in the tank well, where I can actually run a 9-foot fly rod in there. So I can have a 9-foot fly rod on both sides of my seat. It's a really neat customizable system. Here underneath the seating area, you can see the transducer scupper, which is extra large and was made to accommodate most manufacturers' transducers. It also comes with a cover to protect it. Going fore and aft, you can see the pad eyes, which are going to allow you to secure your transducer.
Now, do you think that cover that the transducer can see through it, or do you have to take that off when you're...
Oh, no, you can see through it.
Oh, awesome. Hobie's
been doing that for a long time.
Okay, all right. See, I'm low mid-range, man. I don't mess with high-end stuff. Well, at least not yet.
I've never had a Hobie, but I know people who do, and they've got the covers. I've always wished that my HD Coosa had a cover over it. I mean, not that I have a transducer in there right now, but it also helps. It helps to minimize the hull wear when you go over rocks and stuff.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Well, and it'll protect the transducer from getting smacked too badly.
Yeah.
For wiring, depending on which end you want to put your battery in. Coming back from the seating area, you see you have 2 12-inch flat tracks, as well as a tri-track in the middle. This also acts as a thwart for rigidity, but it gives you endless mounting opportunities.
Oh, come on, man. That's awesome.
2 flush mount rod holders, and then moving into this expansive tank well, you have another pair of 12-inch tracks on both sides with these cutouts, which allows you to run a strap below and going over any load that you have back here if you want to hold it in there. You see the 90-degree adapters that we have. This is how I set this up for the fly rod to come all the way to the back. But it's just really good, allows you to customize it however you want it to go, whether you want it to go to the tri-track or stay on the flat track. In the very back, you've got an 8-inch hatch, and that way you can get in there for wiring accessories, anchoring accessories, anything you need to in this back area. You see the molded in geometry on both sides, as well as this pad eye allows you to run a drag anchor off the back, as well as this area here, which has the inserts for putting in a power pole or a rear mounted motor system. You've got a super comfortable handle for picking up after a long day fishing. Underneath the Coosa X, you'll see the replaceable skid plate, and then up top, you'll see the drain plug. So there you have the Coosa X. For more information on this boat or where to find your closest Jackson dealer, go to jacksonkayak.com.
That is... Go ahead.
The first thing he mentions right there, you got a super comfortable handle to pick it up after a long day of kayaking. But what they don't tell you is this kayak weighs 95 pounds. There is no super comfortable anything after a long day of kayaking.
Right. Well, I mean, especially if you if you put a transom mount over that thing, that takes away a lot of finger room there, and the weight's going to be on your fingers instead of your hand. But other than that, I mean, thing looks amazing. And one thing that you pointed out, let's see if we can track back to this, the rod storage, because we kind of flew by that accidentally.
Real quick, Rooster, the new ones are about 1900?
Yeah, 18.99. They have one limited edition color that's 19.99.
And it's ugly.
I mean, it's all right. Wasn't it orange?
It was yellow and black, like a bumblebee.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I think I've got.
But that.
Oh, I thought I had it pulled up. Yeah, no, I don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, that inside the gunnel rod storage is just massive. The current, like my Coosa HD, you have two rods horizontally stored, but they are on the outside of the gunnel. So if you hit trees or whatever, you're still hitting your rods.
Right. Let's see if we can track that down real quick.
You see the rear geometry for the anchor line management system. You also see the rod
Okay.
tubes, which you could see when I had the hatch
I
open.
think
as
I
well.
should be able to.
This will allow you to put conventional
No.
rigs up to 7 foot 9 inches long, or on a fly rod, if you go back to the tank well, a 9-footer will fit in there. You have
That's
the JK
unfortunate.
stand and assist strap. Allow for forward and aft movement. I would change these to a low profile.
Why are they not highlighting that?
Geometry. You'll
What,
notice
the
it
rod
allows
storage?
for water
Yeah.
to run off very quickly.
Are they nuts?
I thought they had shown some rods put in there. At some point, he says about
as well
putting a
as adding
9-foot
rigidity
fly
to the
rod in
standing
there.
surface.
Right.
It's got a nice padded surface, and these open areas is anything that you need.
But
And down
yeah,
the switch allow you to spy track system, which features accessory, the JK seat slider, to track a little bit better. Or if you're
I know he said that, but he didn't really. I don't think he pointed out that they go inside the.
Bungee 6 in on your
yeah, they didn't. Yeah, you're right. They didn't highlight sticking it down in through the tube.
Wow! Why would they not highlight that?
I don't know.
That's crazy. Because that's one of the
maybe-
coolest features I've ever seen on a kayak.
Maybe they're accustomed to their big rig users who have had that for like 5 years now.
Oh, have they really?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the big rig is actually discontinued. They replaced it with the NAR, and that has the same thing too.
Oh, look at this. Look who's rubbing it in.
Ah,
Valerie's at the House of Blues in New Orleans. Yeah.
I miss the South.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Well, I don't know why she's listening to us. She should just be having fun. If Valerie, if you're still hearing me, just close it out. We're good. Anyway, all right. Let's see.
Rooster, as far as what you said there, your kayak was 300 at Dumminham's. Yeah, I mean, that's... We're both clicking on it.
Yeah, we're fighting each other there.
That is true, and they have their place, but you did also say that you realize how crappy that is after looking at this. I mean, once you get into a kayak of this level, those other ones are going to be an old page in an old book.
Which kayak is that?
I'm not sure what he has. I don't remember what he told me.
Tell us what's up, Rooster. All right.
It was a spur of the moment. Rooster, buddy, which kayak do you have, man? I don't remember what you told me.
What is this parked here? Oh, I think that's the... Okay, I can kill this one.
Oh, it's a Pelican. Okay.
Which Pelican, Rooster? Well, yeah.
Pelican, yeah, Pelican's the manufacturer, but what's the model?
Right. What do we got next?
What's your mist, Barry?
The Mist is Pelican.
That's a Pelican, yeah, okay.
It is a Pelican.
That's a nice
but
boat, though.
Yeah, it's probably I would argue, even over the Catch series, that it's probably the best hull design that they have done yet. And that thing, when it's not on sale, runs about $450. When it is on sale, you know, $370, $380. And hands down, I've had four Pelicans now. Yeah, this thing is hands down the best one. Hands down.
Yeah. I mean, my experiences is limited to the Outlaw and the Coosa. And, yeah, the Coosa was twice as much as the Outlaw, but it's also twice the boat.
Right. All right, let's see what we got next. All right, so we got our Coosa walkthrough. It's an expensive kayak, but really, really cool features. You think you're going to go for it, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. At some point. I don't know if it's going to be right now, but...
Right. Who knows? Maybe they do like a deep winter discount. What a weird time, because they just released that, right?
Yesterday, yeah. Literally, just yesterday.
Why would you do that in the middle of November?
No idea, other than the fact that they are in the South, and it doesn't really matter so much down there.
Right. I mean, that's like snowboard companies releasing stuff in May.
Right, yeah.
Why would you do that?